Live.
And
We
we're
are
live.
Now, more SkiP happens. Please return Bubbles, your flight attendant, to her fully upright and locked position. Oh, wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seat and buckle up. Seat backs and tray tables in their full upright position. It's another episode of SkiP Happens. Your weekly view from 30,000 feet. From the first music lesson to the first paid gig to signing the deal, it's the journey that is the life of an artist. Now, here's your captain and co-captain, a.k.a. your hosts, Skip Clark and Deb Lamphear.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Miss Lamphear.
Hello. How are you?
Well, you're getting fancy now. You're getting really used to this podcast thing, aren't you?
I know. I'm loving it. As
Well,
always.
you know, we do, and we love doing this, and we always have a lot of the big stars on and a lot of the independent artists as well. And tonight, of course, no exception. We've been talking, Deb. We've been waiting for you for like 45 minutes. I'm just saying. Luke Kelly is here with us right over there. And
right.
we just, man, I tell you, we know more about each other now than who you think we were friends for a lifetime. Which is
I'm
cool.
pretty sure me and Skip's related now. So
Well, I didn't get to hear all those stories because I was messed up on my pre-podcast time tonight. So
yeah, and normally I have to put up with the pre-podcast on the podcast. So if that makes sense. But anyways, Luke Kelly, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. He's an artist.
Welcome.
And he's with us here tonight. So,
hey man, thank y'all for having me, Skip and Deb. It's awesome to be here, man.
the first question, I ask it every single time. Deb, you know what it is.
I do.
Yes, I'm married.
Dang.
That wouldn't come from me, okay?
that would be my question. Yes. But you beat me too. Go ahead.
But first question, where are you? Describe your surroundings.
Well, right now I'm in my travel trailer over here in Lewisburg, Tennessee, hanging out with you fine folks.
Nice.
So Lewisburg, how close to Nashville is that?
About an hour.
All right. So it's not bad on a good day.
Which direction? North, south? Just curious. I'm learning.
That way.
That way.
Oh my goodness. And you're telling us that you're pretty close to train tracks as well, right? I mean, like you just moved there and you got settled, had no idea the train tracks were like, probably not right next to you, but out back a little bit.
Yeah, it's out back. I mean, it's a pretty good ways back there, man. But dude, them things, they loud, man. All right, we had a train back home. We couldn't hardly hear that thing where we was, but you hear this one right here. People pay for apps like this on their phone. I got it for free. Help me go to sleep every night.
It does become comforting to hear the noises in the background after a while. Like
it really does. Like it going over the tracks is really soothing. But whenever they lay on that horn, man, I'm still getting used to that. Yeah.
There must be a driveway or a road back there where they need to lay on the horn.
There is. It's one right past the house up here, little gravel top, and it goes over the track, so that's why they lay on the horn.
It's either that or they go, hey, you know that musician Luke Kelly? He lives right over there. Let's wake him up.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, that could be it too. Yeah, he's been laying on the horn a lot, so I guess he knows me pretty good.
Just give him the horn back, if you know what I mean.
Right.
There you go. So let's talk about you a little bit, Luke. First of all, it's a pleasure to meet you. It's a pleasure to get to know you.
Y'all too.
How long have you been doing music? Let's just start right from the scratch.
Oh, music, period, man. I started doing music when I was like a teenager, but it wasn't this kind of music. So, but yeah, I've been doing it a hot minute.
Okay, so it wasn't country. What was it?
Well, it started off rock, because whenever I first got into music, I was listening to Metallica, Biscuit, Korn, all these guys. So I was like, oh man,
baby.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Yeah.
A little GNR too, man. I tell you, it's sweet.
And then, I mean, yeah, it really is. It's crazy how things change as you get older. Because now I don't listen to any of that stuff anymore. I listen to obviously country music, but man, I love the '80s rock. Man, it's just something about it. Man, it's so classic and nostalgic, Because I don't know, but anyway, yeah, it started out with rock, and then slowly after rock, it transitioned into metal,
Okay.
so we got pretty heavy.
That's a huge transition. So what could have been the first song that you would have heard that would have made you even think in the direction of country music?
Oh,
that's a good question, Deb.
Man, I think it was like a culmination. But whenever I really heard like Jelly Roll and Hardy for the first time, I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. I can jam this all day. So, because it was a little bit different, got some rock elements to it, and the storytelling, that's what drew me in. So
that's what it is, the storytelling.
That's what
I don't think there's
all about.
Storytelling with Metallica, if I remember correctly.
and that's what me and Skip was. Yeah, we were talking about that a while ago. Because in metal and rock, everybody, it seems like they want to hear about one thing in particular, or just these few things in particular, and you got to write, however many albums worth of songs off of these few subjects here. But in country music, the freedom and storytelling is another thing that really pulled me in, because, man, I know all my folks back home in Texas that know me, they know I got some stories, and so do them laws too.
There's some hidden secrets back there that are going to come out slowly.
We might be.
You could just Google that. It ain't no secret.
Okay.
What are we gonna find if we Google it? What are we gonna find?
Oh no, could be a mugshot or two. I ain't saying nothing.
All right, okay, all right. Hey, it's part of growing up, and it's part of living, and it's part of living and learning and being who you are.
That's
today.
right.
And always for the better.
I was just living while I had the chance, man. Come on.
Exactly. Right. I don't blame you. I get it. So you made the transition into country, and you said you were listening to Jelly Roll and Hardy. I get Hardy. Jelly Roll had a background that was more or less, he wasn't the perfect guy, if you know what I mean. He was doing the rap. He was into a lot of hard stuff. Now he's turned himself around to do great country music. So
right. So it was Hardy's musical influence, right? But then Jelly's personal influence.
Gotcha.
Right? Because the background and life that he came from, I completely related with that. And then the style that Hardy was doing, I was like, man, I didn't even know you could do this in country music. And then, I heard some of his stuff. I was like, you know what, this is some good stuff. And lyrically, both of those guys are just amazing writers. So,
oh yeah, no doubt. Hardy is just an exceptional writer. He was even told at one time that he'll never make it. He went to some writers round somewhere or something. Writing is one thing, but performing, they were like, you'll never go anywhere. And he proved them wrong. And
I watched that interview, and he was saying that they left that in the tip jar for him.
Exactly. And that's what it was.
And he said he held on to that all these years. So that was super cool, because I promise you, there was a lot of people that told me, and I still get to hear it from time to time, that I have lost my mind for trying to do what I'm doing now. So
not at all. You love what you're doing. This is your dream. This is your passion. And
I do, man. I do. All my heart, man.
Yep, exactly. So let's talk about your music a little bit. How about now? You got a new song that you're dropping or just dropped. Tell us about that.
New single. Dropped it 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's called "Live While You Got the Chance," and man, this song is it's very special to me. Whenever I was growing up, my grandma basically raised me, because my parents, they worked a lot. So my granny, she come pick me up from school. I'd stay there. She'd cook for me, help me with my homework, all this stuff growing up, and she was always there for me. And then later on in life, she passed, and way too soon. And man, she never got to meet none of my kids or nothing like that, and it started to make me think. We take all these things for granted, just go and pay our granny a visit, or drinking beer with our dad, or just cutting up with a friend, whatever it might be, because any day could be your last day. or their last day. And then whenever you look back, are you going to be full of regret, or are you going to be glad that, you know, the last moments you had with them was, you know, that you made it count?
It's powerful. It goes something like this. Let me just see if we can get a little bit of it up here. Let's see. Oh, by the way, if you see the video, it's on YouTube. That Bronco is dope. It's awesome.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy Ben on that Bronco. That looks good, buddy.
This is the little bit of the song. We'll play it for you until Facebook says, we're not going to let you do that. Live while you got the chance. Here we go. It's Luke Kelly.
It's a bonfire kind of night, kids catching fireflies. It's the memories you make that you thought wouldn't last a lifetime. But you can't fast forward, can't rewind, only get one shot, better aim high, 'cause you don't live twice. No, you don't live twice. So say I love you while you can. Say come a day when you can't. That you wish you had, oh, but you can't go back, no. Have a drink with your dad, make time with your grandma, laugh. Thank God for what you have, and live while you got the chance.
There you got a good idea what that sounds like. Dude, one word. Wow. Great job.
Thank you.
Great job. Great job. I see it in the video. I see it in your face here, what that song means to you. Wow. So did you write that? You wrote it all by, or did you do it alone or with somebody else?
No, I co-wrote this song with my buddy Ben Calhoun.
Okay. Is that the Ben from the Bronco?
Yeah. That's my buddy Ben. Yeah.
I feel like we know that name, Ben. Has he written other songs for others?
Oh yeah. You don't. You ought to know Ben Calhoun because he's the front man for Citizens Way.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
And he also owns General Records. So great guy. He's taught me a lot. Amazing songwriter, this guy. So yeah, me and him wrote this song together.
So is this part of an EP that you're putting out, or is already out, or do you have an album coming up? Give us the scoop on that, Luke.
Right now, we just singling it up, man.
Yeah.
So we just putting out singles right now, and then, you know, maybe later on down the road, we do like an EP thing or whatever. But yeah, we just, man, it's just, we've been focusing mainly on the singles lately.
Mm-hmm. Who do you really, you've made the transition over to country, but are you listening to, obviously it's Hardy, you've got, you know, you were talking about Jelly Roll, but who else is on your list of country artists that you say, damn, this is awesome?
Oh man, you know, and I've always been an Aldean fan. I like Jason Aldean, man. And let's see, John Langston. I like him, man. The heavier stuff, man, I've always really appreciated. But yeah, those are just a couple more that I listen to pretty regular, man. And it's just so cool to see what they come up with next, man. It never gets old.
How long have you been where you are right now outside of Nashville? How long have you been there?
I moved up here last weekend in January.
Okay, so just a month.
I thought it was last weekend.
I
said that train.
That's why he's still in his camper. Because it was just last weekend. No, it was.
Wow.
I get it. So before that, though, you were in Texas,
born and raised.
Yeah, born and raised in Texas, and I love Texas. Just an awesome state. But their music scene is like no other. You got Texas country. And were you like maybe like a Pat Green or Colby Cooper or somebody like that? Those are Texas people.
Man, I mean, I don't even know if they came out with anything here lately, but man, I used to jam Cross Canadian Ragweed all the time. And man, big Whiskey Myers fan. So I mean, yeah.
There you go. Cross Canadian Ragweed. I don't believe they're together anymore. But I know back in the day, I mean, we're going back maybe 15, 20 years that they were doing their thing.
Man, I still remember going to a show over there in Nacogdoches, Texas, a little place called Jitterbugs, and that's where I seen them play live, man. And it was so because I was still young, I was in high school, man, and that the singer, man, he'd take a cigarette and stick it in the neck of his guitar while he played a solo, and then
Oh
he'd
my
take it and
gosh.
smoke it, and I was like, oh man, them guys are so cool, man.
I love that. But you went off to do the rock thing, though. That's
Yeah, man. I was in a genre called progressive metal, so
Yeah.
it was very very technical, very fast, and I did that for a couple years, man. But it wasn't for me, man. It's rough on the family life.
I bet it was. I bet it was. Yeah.
Do you,
How long have you been married?
Let's see. This year I'll make 6 years married.
You
No,
realize you better
5
get this
years.
right, because if she
Yeah.
watches this and you don't have the right answer, your ass is grass.
I know that. Yeah. So this year's gonna be 5 years. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I gotta buy her some kind of special present this year. So yeah.
There you go. Well, that's good. And she's behind you 100% with what you're doing, and knows what you want to do and where you want to go. Yeah.
100%, man. There ain't a song that I send out that she don't give a okay on. So she's right there with me whenever I'm writing 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, hey man, that's a pretty good idea. Well, let's send this one in. Let's see what they think about going with this one for our next one, But she's right there for all of them, man. And she has called every one of them. Believe it or not, I'd write something. I'd be like, babe, what you think about this one here? She's like, it's all right. I'm like, oh, what?
When they say that, it's good.
And then like the single that we're gonna start working on next week, I wrote it. We had just got in from Tennessee to Texas, and I mean it's like 1:30 in the morning. I had this idea in my head. I wrote it, and then I played it for her. She said, "You send that tonight." And anyway,
wow.
sure enough, that's the next one we're doing. So she's called them all.
That's
Is
excellent.
she in the music business at all, or is she completely outside of that industry?
She does not do anything in the music business, but she has such a great singing voice. I mean, it's so good.
Oh.
We've got another single that'll release later on this year, and she actually does some of the background vocals in it. It's so beautiful. So
That's so awesome.
Well, I was just thinking, because you're getting a good, honest opinion then on your songs, just kind of like from a fan's point of view, if somebody's going to like it, right, off the beat. Yet she does have that strength of knowing the music and singing in the background. So that's helpful there. That's great.
Yeah. She won't sugarcoat nothing for me. She tells me straight up.
Do you know?
That's the way it should be.
Luke, I know you so well that you've been together with your wife for 7 years.
How'd you know
Luke
that?
and Kaylee Metcalf is like 5 years married, 7 together. So,
hey, you must have found my Facebook page.
No, I thought he could see. Can you see the comments?
can you
on
see the
your page?
comments?
No, I can't see no comments.
Oh, okay. Well, there's Luke and Kaylee.
Oh, I guess my wife is in there watching.
Right.
Hey,
Hi,
baby.
Kaylee. Welcome, Kaylee.
Yes. What a sweetheart. What a sweetheart.
She keeps me honest. Yeah.
Yep. She's going to stay right on top of you now. So, I mean, this is a lot of work doing. You've got, obviously you just relocated to Nashville, outside of Nashville, probably in a good area where you don't want to be in where she said, hey, you don't want I love this. You don't want to be in all the hustle and bustle. You're just far enough out where you have to go to Nashville. You can go, and it's an easy trip. But everything you're doing costs a lot of money. We know that. We talk to a lot of artists. We talk to people that are in your shoes, and more times than not, you've actually got a day gig, something going on to help you pay the bills. What is it that you do?
I'm an electrical contractor. So I own my own business back in Texas, and whenever I moved up here, we came in on like a Saturday night. I tried to get some rest on Sunday, and then Monday I was in Nashville taking my state exam for Tennessee, just in case, I get some downtime up here. I can do some work up here. So I went ahead and got licensed up here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You got to have something to fall back on. I get it. Even, I do radio, but I still have a little something to fall back on if I have to. So
Right. I'm statewide back in Texas, so we do everything from, restaurants to,
holy cow.
new construction homes to kitchen remodels. I mean, you name it. And I mean, we work all over the state. I got guys down on the coast right now to,
Wow.
up around Dallas, Fort Worth. So,
So you still have that business like that you own and manage while you're
Oh,
trying to do this as well?
oh, absolutely. So I have two divisions. One's a residential and one's a commercial. So my brother runs residential for me, and then my cousin runs the commercial.
Very cool.
Wow.
So
Very cool.
they just, they'll call me if there's any problems or anything like that, and I still have to do all my garb on, via email, or whether it be, calling in for inspections, or, they'll call me, do some troubleshooting over the phone and stuff like that. So, and I also have to do like video walkthroughs with other customers and stuff, and I do bids over the phone and whatnot.
Oh, wow.
So I'm still fully operational. So, I'll get,
That's cool.
150 phone calls a day that I'll have to take. And
What? That could be a song,
what's that?
all these phone calls.
100 calls a day.
100 calls a day.
There you go.
I'm just saying, there you go. That's a new title. Now, if you just kind of put some other stuff with it, it'd be cool. Be cool. I would be scared to death doing what you do. I mean, I have a tough time changing a light switch, thinking I haven't shut the right breaker off, or even changing a light bulb. I get nervous sometimes. So.
Oh, come on, man. You got to have some fun with it. Yeah, look, if you don't know what breaker it is, look, you stick a piece of metal in there and you go ahead and trip the breaker, and then it'll show you.
As the house is burning down.
Having fun is one thing.
Sizzles.
But not to the extent that you'll never have fun again, if you know what I mean. So,
Right. No, I mean, it can be scary, man. I mean, we do work with some, a little bit of high voltage every now and then. And I mean, it can be a little freaky, I mean, I've been doing this a long time, and I'm used to it. I used to work in power plants and, plywood mills and stuff like that. So, I mean, we've seen a lot of stuff.
Yeah. When did you realize that, you know what, I want to take my music career to the next level? I want to put out music. When did you've been playing music, you did the progressive rock going on, you're doing country, but when did you say, you know what, I think I'm really good. I need to take this to the next level.
So let me tell you that story real quick. All right. So I was just putting out songs on my own. I would write them, record them, and then a buddy of mine referred me to Dark Horse Studios over there in Franklin. And I would just send him the stems. We'd get some studio guys in to track it, and then I'd just release it on my own. Right. Well, nothing was happening. We get a few likes and comments or whatever, and good buddies I used to run around with. Oh man, that's a cool song, man. I like it. So I told my wife, and I had done this over the course of a couple, probably a year or so. And I told my wife, I said, look, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and take a trip up there to Dark Horse. We're going to do a live session with live studio guys, and we're going to see what happens. So we go up here to Dark Horse. We stay a few days. We track 2 songs. I take these, as soon as we get done with these 2 songs, I go in there, and the dude that did all the mixing and everything for me there at Dark Horse, I asked him, I said, hey man, I got these songs now, and you told me that they're pretty good. I have absolutely no idea what to do with them. He said, man, why don't you send these songs to a buddy of mine? I said, okay. Who is he? And then he told me, Ben Calhoun, and I knew who Ben was already, because I like Citizens Way. I mean, they're a great band. And actually their song Bulletproof is one of my favorite songs. And my wife loves Waywalker. But anyway, and I'm like, okay. So I sent him these 2 songs. I sent him one song first, and Ben was like, well, thanks for thinking of me. And I was like, okay, well, that didn't go the way I wanted it to. And the other song I had recorded was a country song, because I've never done a country song. So I wanted to record one kind of Christian contemporary kind of pop almost, and then I wanted to do like one country rock kind of song. I just wanted to do one of each to see which one would fit me best. And I sent Ben the country song, and I'll never forget what he said after I sent him that one. He said, "How quick can you get back up to Nashville?" And I was like, "For what?"
So-
he was like, "We need something new in this genre here." And I've been with him ever since.
Dude, that's awesome.
So that
And
kind of,
on top of that, the dude that recorded these 2 songs in Dark Horse, I just bought his house.
oh, wow. That's kind of cool.
With the camper in the front yard.
Full circle. Actually, I'm in a side yard. It's hid.
Well, you know what I love about that story? Because I think I find, like, even just listening to, say, American Idol and The Voice and things like that, you can have some very talented people, but if they're not singing the right song that really, explains them and who they are and their sound, you don't always think that they are talented. And here you had 2 songs, and one just really explained or really showed who you were as an artist, and that's the one that shines.
Yep.
So that's amazing that worked out like that.
And that's exactly what he said, because I mean, the songwriting wasn't the question, right? It was, what genre defines me, right?
Yeah.
So I could take my testimony, all my stories, all the things I've lived through, and I can write songs out of them, and you can put them out as many as you want, whatever you want to sing about, country, wide open, right? If you fall into Christian contemporary or, even rock or whatever, you are kind of confined. So, and anybody that's been in that genre long enough kind of knows that, because it's always about, the same few things, but in country, it's like the lane's wide open.
It is.
Wow.
It is.
That's wow. Dude.
And you can even have some faith-based music be country oriented, and it's
exactly. Just like my one single we released last year, it's called Dirt Road Church. And I mean, dude, that's exactly what that song is about. Because the town I come from, man, that's what you did on Friday night. You met all your buddies up there at the Walmart parking lot. You loaded the beer up, you hit the back road, and you'd go from laughing and acting all crazy to sitting there crying, talking about the game on Friday night and who broke up with who. And then by the end of the night, you talking about church, so that's kind of where that song come from.
God, that's so true. See, you're right. That's wow. That is so true.
Life. Those are the stories.
Life.
That's what he was saying early in the beginning with country. There's so many stories, and we could have the same things happen to us, but your story is different than my story. So you never run out of things to write about.
Right.
So,
but on the other hand, his story could be my story. I could hear his song come on the radio.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'm going to go,
and you totally relate.
holy crap. That's exactly what happened to me. I got dumped, or this happened, or whatever the case is. I'm going to go, my God, did he write that about me?
Yeah.
Is he singing about me?
See, and that's what I want it to feel like, because I know not everybody's going to be able to relate to every song. I get it, man, but I want to be able to, I feel like the Lord let me live through enough crazy stuff that I got plenty of life experience I can put in some songs, and I can reach a pretty good many folks.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%. It's what it's all about. So I'm going to change the subject. That Bronco. I'm sorry. I'm going to go back to that Bronco.
That's a bad boy right there.
It is a bad boy, and it's jacked up. It looks freaking sharp as all heck. Is that your Bronco?
No, sir. That's my buddy Ben's, man.
It's all Ben's. Wow.
He actually had that thing brought in the week before that video, so it was there waiting on me whenever we got up there. And man, I'll never forget, man. We left the studio, and I'm like, "Hey, man, can I get a ride back?" He's like, "No." He's like, "No, here's the keys to my Bronco. Take it home." I'm like, "What?" Okay.
I'd be like,
talk about a nice guy.
Okay.
So yeah, man, dude, that Bronco's awesome, man. So yeah, it was a good time.
Cool. Now, where did you shoot the video?
We shot most of it right there at Dark Horse, man.
Okay.
Actually, all of that we shot 2 that week. All of that one, Live While You Got the Chance. All of it was shot at Dark Horse. The other one, we shot. It's for another single. It'll come out later this year. But we shot it right there around Franklin and Leapers. So, but this one was all at Dark Horse.
Very cool. Where do you get out and play anywhere in town? Do you go down into Nashville at all? And are you playing anywhere, or have you had that opportunity?
I played one show in like the last 18 months.
Really?
Yeah.
And why is that?
Man, just waiting on the right opportunities, really.
Okay.
I've just been, because, I haven't been in country music as long as some of these guys have been playing country music for years. So I'm still like honing in on my writing skills, my playing skills, because it's a whole different world than metal, so I'm making sure that, I got the goods to bring to the stage. So that's why I've been focusing more on my writing and more on my recording here lately. And, if the right opportunity comes up, sure, absolutely, I'm going to go play it. But, I've played one show in Texas since I've been with General Records. And, that's been pretty much it. Everything else been focusing on the songs.
Interesting. Next week you ought to wander on down to the Omni for the Country Radio Seminar. You should just kind of
I heard about
that. Deb and I have a bar stool in Bar Lines, which is the bar inside the Omni. We actually own 2 of those stools, and we're willing to share.
Owns a few glasses too, by the way.
Yeah. I kind of have a few. I'm in New York State, and I'm looking at them here on my table. Don't tell anybody. So no, really, because there's an opportunity there for you as a new artist, an independent artist, at least to come in and maybe network a little bit and talk to a lot of these different people that are in the business, from radio programmers to record labels to independent promoters. And I know you're set up with Grassroots, and they are no doubt the best. But it's just a great opportunity just to walk around, spend a few hours down there, and say hello to everybody. So.
Dude, Grassroots has been awesome, man. Them guys have took such good care of me, man. And it's like, dude, I get constant communication every day with everybody in Grassroots, man. Shannon, Teresa, Nancy, all of them there. And, man, they've just been so great. They've been lining me up with radio stations to go to and this awesome podcast to be on right now, man. So them guys, they have went above and beyond. I'm blown away by them guys. So.
Oh, I thought that I have to look around my camera, but not really.
Oh, yeah. No, I was going to say Grassroots. What I love about them too is their namesake, Grassroots. It's bringing all of so many artists who are starting out right grassroots and working their way up and having following their journey, and they're just extremely passionate about what they do with their artists.
And man, super knowledgeable, very friendly, man. And they've been helping coach me and kind of help me because this is all new to me. This is my first radio single. So I'm kind of, it's all a learning experience for me. So I've just been along for the ride.
And I'm so glad you said that, because I'm sure we get viewers of people that want to do what you're doing, but they don't know what to do. And here you're telling everybody, and we're behind you 100%, how good an organization like Grassroots is to help promote you as an artist and to mold you into somebody that you want to be and get your music out to radio. That's what you don't need a huge, massive label. You need somebody like Grassroots to get it out there. And I want people to know that it's not just, you're not just going to go to Nashville and make it big. You need to have a team and somebody like Grassroots to do that for you.
That's right, man. It's very true. I mean, you need to know somebody, and not just know somebody, but know somebody that you can trust. And that's why, whenever I met Ben, we hung out. I've been to his house. He's been to my house. I mean, we've got to know each other really good. And he's the one that put me in touch with Nancy and Grassroots because, he's just, hey, man, he has helped me so much, not just with my writing, but everything else, saying, hey, this here's a good idea. This here ain't a good idea, and I've been, and he has not steered me wrong. And it's just been so awesome getting to work with, people like him and Grassroots and being able to do this stuff with you guys, man. It's just been, it's been awesome.
See, this is you said this is your first podcast.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, wow, you're
So
a podcast
someday.
virgin. I love this. This is great because now, and I know you're going to get a lot more after this. After this, it's going to happen for you. You've got what it takes. You were going to say something, Deb?
Well, I was going to say someday when he's really big and famous, we're going to look back down at this very first podcast and say, "Look at that, we were right there when he started out."
Do you?
Well, see, y'all made it to where I ain't scared no more, man. This ain't so bad, so it's okay.
Well, I hope you're not scared.
Because my first thought was, how are my roots? And
Oh yeah. Oh, did you say? That's me every day. I'm like, I'm going to get my hair done tomorrow. I can't wait.
your hair looks great, Deb.
Thank you.
And the lights in the background. How are the lights in the back? Everything good?
Oh my God, it's rough. It's rough sometimes. Let me tell you.
You know, Luke, you're awesome. You're awesome. You're a great guy.
Thank you, buddy.
You've got just so much potential to do what you want to do. And
I appreciate that.
You know, I've been doing this a long time, the radio thing. And, you know, I hear a lot of music and a lot of good, a lot of bad, a lot of, hey, you know, I mean, it's all there. And we have a lot of artists like you on the podcast and we have a lot of the big stars and, you know, the independents such as yourself. And it's just, our door is always open here. And the most important thing, we believe in artists like you. It's not all, I mean, these artists are great. We talk about Luke Combs. We talk about Morgan Wallen. We talk about all these other people that are they're superstars, but so are you. So are you. It's, I mean, we put them all just in one category, everybody. So
Well, thank you.
About you. It's all about you. 5 years. Where do you want to be in 5 years?
Oh, man.
You know what? You know what's happening right now? Your wife is going, yeah, I can't wait to see what he says with this one.
Right. She's like, what's my 10-year anniversary present going to be? I can hear it now. Matter of fact, I think she might be up there looking at me through the window.
Probably is. She's watching looking out the window to see what you're doing in the trailer. All right.
Well, 100% honesty. And this is about the way I could sum it up, man. I mean, I really never wanted to do this so I could be famous or make a bunch of money or something like that. But that's the honest truth right there. But in 5 years, I would like to at least be doing this for a living. So, you know, I can hang that old tool bag up.
Yeah, you won't be stripping wires anymore.
That's right.
My wife just told me to hush.
Well, she's
a firecracker.
I love her already, man. This is cool. This is cool. You know, I always thought, because it's the support that you obviously have from her is wonderful. And I always wondered, and Deb and I have talked about this, that we should do a podcast for just the spouses. Mm-hmm. You know, like talk to the wives or the significant others of these artists, and let's hear it from the other side.
That'd be funny, man, because let me tell you, dude, she's a keyboard warrior, but you put her on a podcast, she's going to be like, I love you, baby. I'm just telling the truth.
You are not going back in that house tonight.
That's all right. I think she made the bed out here. She knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, she put something up against the door. You ain't getting out.
No, she's awesome, man. Yeah, she could tell y'all some stories about me. Yeah, I promise.
She did. She locked all the doors.
Yep. That's what she just said. The doors are locked. You're done.
You're in trouble.
You got to love that. You know, Luke, somebody wants to find out more about you. They can go online. You have a website. What is the website again?
I do. It's lukekellymusic.com. You can also go to generalrecords.com, and I'm on there. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Yeah. And
I was going to ask you about TikTok. So,
yeah, they said it'd be a good idea. I'm still figuring out how to work all that, but yeah,
we have to
I'm
call
on there.
Kids in to show us. So
right, man. I mean, really, yeah. So, but yeah, I'm on all them, and man, yeah, feel free to get on there and give it a listen, give it a like, leave a comment, let me know if you love it, hate it, you know, tell me something. So I'm there.
I love this. You know, Luke, you're great. I'm glad we got an opportunity to do this and get to know each other a little bit. And I want to do it again. And I'm definitely going to be following you, and hopefully your fans and the viewers will subscribe to Skip Happens on YouTube. And of course, we have these, we do 2, 3, sometimes 4 a week, depending. We get a lot of people reaching out to us, which is really cool. Deb has a really cool thing. Deb, not only in the Northeast has a business, but she has a business in Nashville. And I don't know if she wanted to touch on that a little bit.
Well, I'll touch on the fan club while we're online. So we have the Country Music Fan Club. If you get a chance on Facebook and Instagram, if you follow us, we'll follow you back. And as you release new music, one of the things we love to do is push it out to all the member base, all the people following Country Music Fan Club, because they're always looking for new artists and new music and new talent to engage with. And then the other company I'll tell you about after when we're offline.
Oh, well, that's super cool, Deb.
Yeah, we like it. We get a lot of great people. And then if we have something special going on in Nashville, or if you're performing somewhere and we want to push it out there, that's a great place for us to get you some exposure.
Oh man, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, she's got a great thing going, and she's like in Nashville every other week.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I sit here in the cold. But
hey, if she was down here right now, she'd be in the cold too, Skip.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're going to be there in a few days, and I know it's been really nice there for the most part. Like somebody was telling me, it was like, I talked to Tim McGraw 2 days ago, and I said, Tim, what's the temp there right now? And he goes, well, let me see. He goes, oh, we got about 65. I go, yeah, well, we got about 30, and it's snowing. That's exactly what he did. So then I had a friend of mine, I was talking to him the other day, and I said, okay, so we're going to be there Sunday through Thursday. What's the forecast look like? Let's see here. High of about 50. That's going to suck. We're hoping it's going to be nice and warm, but
yeah,
it's
I know.
not going to
I'm
be.
hoping it might change. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Luke Kelly, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. You're awesome, dude.
Hey man, thank y'all for having me, and y'all been great, man. So it's been really cool. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, no, right back at you. Like Deb said, keep us up on what's going on with your music. She's going to push it out to all her members, and she's in Nashville quite a bit, and she's got a lot going on. We're going to sign off, but I want you to hang on a few minutes, and a big shout out to your wife too. Thank you, Kaylee. Right? Is that Kaylee?
Yeah.
That's Kaylee.
Thank you. So,
love you, darling.
We're going to meet you. We will meet you.
I love it. Luke Kelly, everybody, right here on Skip Happens. Remember, as I mentioned just a few minutes ago, to log on, or when you can, just hit the subscribe button and give us a like. That's all there is to it. All right, Luke Kelly, y'all have a good night. And your wife says thank you too. So, all right, Luke Kelly, everybody, thanks for joining us here tonight on Skip Happens.
Bye.
Thank y'all.